Hi everyone, I'm hopeful that all you will be fine. In the last session, we have learned how we can get the userId token using the Zoom Users API. Okay, and we are keep continuing with the Zoom Users API. And in this session, we will learn how we can get the user from using the Zoom Users API. Okay, using the different filter query parameters. Okay, and what type of record parameter we can pass to get the record. Okay, so for that, we first need to create a cost variable. Here we say cost user by ID, and we need to pass the user ID as a parameter to that function. And we say here we need to use a string interpolation and pass users. Okay, and then we just need to pass the user ID. Okay, and we say user ID. Okay, so that's it. And we need to export that const variable. So we say here user by ID, const variable relative path helper. Okay. So inside the Zoom users helper, we first need to import that. Okay. So we here say user by ID, and at the bottom, we need to create a helper for that. So we say const user by ID. Okay. I think we say Zoom user, either we can say user. Okay. So for now, we just only say user, and we need to pass the user ID, and let's define the definition. Okay, so that user ID have three different type of values we can pass. Okay, so we either pass user email as a user ID, either we can pass user unique ID. Okay, so it is a GUID which is assigned by the Zoom, and we can see that unique GUID in this session. Okay, so we can also pass that unique ID, and we can also pass me. If you have a OAuth flow, then you can pass me as a parameter. Okay, and we have a few different query parameters we can pass. One is a login type. Okay, and another we can pass search by unique ID. Okay, and we have another filter query parameter. So we pass as a encrypted email. Okay, so this login type have a different set of values. We can see those here. So here are different set of values we can pass. So 0 for the Facebook auth, and you can see 99 for the API user. Okay, and 101 for the SSO, and these bottom ones are for the only available in the channel. Okay, so this encrypted email filter query parameter we can pass as a Boolean value, true or false. If we are passing this parameter email, if we are going to use user ID as an email, and that email we are going to pass as an encrypted, so then we need to be set this to true. Okay, and if we are going to pass search by unique ID, that means this unique ID, then we must be set this to true. Okay, and this endpoint have a light limit label. Okay, so this have a light limit label. That means pro account you can send 30 requests per second. Okay, and for the business plus you can send 80 requests per second. Okay, and just let's start to build the URI. So we say user URI, and we use string interpolation, and we need to pass the API base URI, and then we append user by ID, and we say here if the user ID exists, then it's okay. If not, for this session we are using workflow, and we are going to pass me as a parameter. Okay, and for now we are not using any other these type of parameters. Okay, so let's So we can also, I think we can pass here as a filter. So we can check if filter dot user ID is there, then we are going to pass that, and we need to check all the parameters from the filter. So we say if the login ID is exist, login type, sorry. So then we can append that to user URI. We say here user URI. I think we need to use the string tabulation. So we say here int login type will be filter dot login type, and if filter dot search by unique ID, okay, unique ID is available inside the filter, then we are going to also append that. So we say user URI, and we need to append, we say int search by unique ID, and we need to set that to true, either we can pass from the filter. So we say filter dot search by unique ID, and we need to also check if filter dot, I think we have already appended login type, so only we have a encrypted email. So we say here if filter dot encrypted email is available and true, then we are going to append that as a parameter with that URI. So we use a string tabulation, and we say that encrypted email is filter dot encrypted email. Okay, that's it. So these are the only available parameters we can pass. And then we just need to bind the XOS. We say const data, and we need to say await and XOS. And inside the XOS, we first need to bind the URL. So we say here URL will be user URI, and method will be get, and headers we are just going to use the process environment access token. Okay, so I think we need to copy this, paste it here, and just bind then. So we say response, return response, then catch, sorry, we say error. If there are any, then we need to return the error. Okay, semicolon, and return data. We'll stop, need to format, export that helper. So we say user, I think it is a user only, so we need to save and export, and we just need to format. And then first we need to import that helper inside the API. So we have say user exec and user, and at the bottom we need to add a endpoint. So we say API room users. Okay, and I think we have already an endpoint. This is for the post, and this is for the get. Okay, so we say here async request response, bind the handler. Here we say let user, or we can say zoom user, and then we say await, and we call user, and we pass request start query. Okay, whatever that have, and we just need to return and response.json zoom user, need to format. Okay, first need to place the breakpoints here and here, and then start the terminal. npm start, navigate to the browser, and just set the request to the localhost port 4000/API/zoom/users, and just hit enter. So we have successfully got the response. So I think that is we first need to place a breakpoint. I think that endpoint was not triggered. Let's check the, so we have placed breakpoints here and that endpoint is not triggered. So we need to move this endpoint to the top. And here we just need to remove the white space, start once again, and let's test once again. I think we also need, so this endpoint is triggering, okay? So we need to unique this endpoint URI. So we here say API Zoom users, either we can say user by ID, okay? That will be more better, so that this endpoint will be uniquely identified by the requester, a client. Clear npm start once again, and here we just need to place the user by ID. Hit enter. So it is mentioning, oh, we first need to hide this. Then we have a double slash, I think. So here is that. Hit enter. Okay, now we have a response, and let's see what is the error. So it is 401, that means unauthorized request, and that's fine. So we first need to authorize. So we say localhost 4000 API Zoom authorize, and wait, authorized. Then we just need to paste. So we have a response. Since as a response we have a data. Okay, so this is the account ID. Okay, and at the bottom I think we also find the ID. So here is the ID. Okay, so we can also either pass this ID, either we can pass email address, okay, or either we can we have already passed me. So you can see here inside the URI, so we have me. Okay, so I'm hopeful that you have enjoyed this session. If you have any query regarding this session, then just please place a comment, your query inside the video comment section. Either your queries regarding any session or any third parties, either, and also your suggestions are totally most welcome. So you can share those details via my shared contact details, either on WhatsApp, either on email. Take care. Bye bye.